Hi, I'm Greta Oliver. Welcome to the Educate You podcast, your roadmap to learning tips, techniques, and strategies to enable your student to successfully navigate the road to and through higher education. Welcome in, everyone, to today's segment of Educate You. We are going to be discussing college advising. Our guest speaker today is Kelly N. Davidson. She's a proud first-generation college graduate and has served as an academic advisor at Ohio University since 2007. Ms. Kelly is a true student advocate, and she serves on many university committees and as advisor to many student organizations on campus in support of college students. Today, she will be discussing the importance of student advising and the benefits to students that take advantage of it. Please join me in welcoming Kelly Davidson to today's segment. Welcome in, Kelly.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for having me.
Oh, you are certainly welcome. We're going to kind of jump right in because we really want to get this information out to our viewers. And we're talking about, once again, college advising and why it's so important for students to take advantage of it. And so I have a couple of questions that I'd like to ask you, if you don't mind. First of all, Kelly, how important is academic advising to the students today?
Academic advising is absolutely critical to a student's success in college. When students connect to academic advisors, I like to tell my students I'm the person that can help recruit you to the university, so I help bring you in. I help get you out with a degree in hand in a timely fashion. So it's crucial that you connect with your academic advisor, and it's great for families to establish relationships with advisors as well.
That's great. That sounds wonderful. I think I would feel really comfortable as a student talking to you because the parent should be excited because their student is being cared for. They are being helped along the way. And so sometimes when parents send their kids off to school, they're thinking, oh my God, I don't know what I'm getting into. But if you have somebody like you on hand to help and kind of guide along the way, that's just crucial. And so just tell me specifically, what benefits can students tangibly receive from academic advising? Like, what kind of things do you actually do with a student?
By nature of who I am, which I think my job is an extension of who I am, but I am a connector. And so advisors connect students. We connect students with campus and community resources. We quite often connect students to faculty members or to professors who they haven't been able to connect with on a personal level. So say, for instance, a student is struggling in a class, and I mean, they are struggling bad. Sometimes I will say, let's set up a meeting with Professor such and much, and let's talk about what's going good for you in the class and what's not going so well. And I think that if we do that, they can meet somewhere in the middle, and the professor can find out where where they have some gaps or holes in their teaching. The student can find out quite often where they have gaps or holes in their learning. And so that's what I do as an advisor. I connect students to tutoring. I connect students to administrative assistants and departments who can help them make things happen. I connect students to financial aid resources. Sometimes I even connect students to the door, which means you are not ready to be here. You need to go home, work, figure out what you really want to do in life, because college is not cheap. And there is nothing more disheartening for me as an administrator to see students who are wasting their families and sometimes their own hard-earned money because they're not focused on being a student at that time.
Right. That's excellent advice, especially the showing them the door part, because so many students, they think, and maybe for reasons because they have a lot of pressure from their parents or from society, that they need to go to college, and college just is not for everyone. And that's a hard lesson to learn. And so that is excellent advice. And so you said earlier that you kind of work with students to help them get to and through college. And so that is just a wonderful thought. But how do you see any difference in academic advising for a student who maybe is undecided in their major and maybe they're not progressing as well because they really don't know where they're going. They don't have an end game in sight. What kind of things would you tell a student who is undecided, or what kind of advice would you give for a student that's undecided in their major?
Again, as a connector, sometimes I'm connecting students to dreams.
Okay.
If you could do anything in the world, and not get paid for it, but you would enjoy doing it, what would that be? That's usually a question I start off asking with undecided students. Because what better joy is there in life than to do something you absolutely love and you happen to get a paycheck for it, right?
Right.
So I try to connect, I try to ask students what they want to do and be in life. If you enjoy video games, okay, how can we turn that passion for video games into an income?
Right.
Into a lifelong career. And so that's what I do. I ask lots of questions. Sometimes I think I ask too many questions, but you're asking students what they like, what don't you like? Because we have students all the time who may say, you know what, I want to be an engineer. Do you like science? Oh no, Miss Kelly, I hate science.
Yes.
Do you like math? No, I hate math. Well, what do you think engineering consists of? It consists of a lot of science, and a lot of math. So if that's not your strong suit, or if that's not what you enjoy doing, you may want to think about something else besides engineering. Or if you have two left feet,
right,
you may not want to go after the dance major, right?
I hear you.
So it's all about helping students discover who they are and who they are not.
Absolutely, Kelly. Absolutely. And see, that's why you've been in this role so long and you've helped so many students, because you have a wealth of knowledge about academic advising and how to help students, and also how to help students explore, possibilities and opportunities that are in front of them. And so, what the best tip that you can give any student coming to college about academic advising or advocacy, what is the best tip that you could possibly give a student coming to university?
I would tell a student to get to know their academic advisor. Sometimes we may feel like your worst enemy because we keep it real. But we are your biggest cheerleader. In fact, I'm so crazy, I keep pom-poms in my office. So when students are mastering a class or acing an exam, I pull the pom-poms out and we celebrate, right? So get to know your advisor. We can get you connected to all types of resources. We can help you develop some tools and strategies to communicate with your faculty members. We can help you prepare for interviews, whether it's an interview for grad school or whether it's an interview for maybe a student organization that you're interested in joining, or maybe you're interviewing for an internship, a dream internship. We can help you prepare for all those things. And sometimes I even help students, I prepare students to talk to their parents about major changes. Sometimes we're teaching students how to talk to their families about some choices that they've made in their life that they need their parents to understand.
Okay.
And so we help students prepare for those difficult conversations, with family, with friends, with faculty members. And sometimes those conversations are, yeah, Mom, I know you wanted me to be a lawyer since I was 3 years old, and we've kind of been planning for that and preparing. But my heart is not in this, and I do not want to do this any longer. But you know what? I have longed to be an elementary teacher. Will you support me in that ambition or in that desire to do that? And so I would say that's the best thing. And, sometimes we're a great sounding board. If you want to just bounce some stuff off of us, we are great individuals to do that with, but get to know us. Come see us. It is a requirement at Ohio University for students to meet with their advisors in my college at least once a semester. But I tell students, you know what? I want to know who you are when you're in my office, but I also want to know who you are if I see you out and about in the community.
Right.
And so come see us. The more you meet with us, the more you chat with us, the more we'll know who you really are. And guess what? When we know who you really are, we can also write some amazing letters of recommendation when it's time for you to need a letter of recommendation, whether it's for a job or a position in the community or what have you. So your advisor, that's my advice.
That is the best advice. It seems like your office should be the first stop for anyone that is in the education major to be able to get some great information, get some guidance, get some connection to the things that they need to be connected to. And so this is just a wonderful discussion we're having about the importance of college advising. It is so helpful. It also helps, as you said before, you're trying to get students in and out of college. And so, some of the courses and things that they're choosing, they only come around at certain times of year. And Absolutely. So there really needs to be a plan for each student. And it looks like that's exactly what you're doing. And you're looking at the whole student. And that's what I love. Because, little things, that's the things that kind of blow things up. The little nitpicky things or the little issues. But if you're looking at the whole student, you're helping them to be better communicators with their families, with their professors, with their peers. All that kind of stuff is so important to their foundation and their success in college. So I want to take my hat off to you. You are absolutely the mostest, I should say, as far as academic advising is concerned. And I am just so thankful for you coming today to help students and their families understand the importance of college advising.
Well, thank you, Dr. Oliver. I want to take my hat off to you. As a longstanding colleague and friend, you are doing the thing, okay? I absolutely applaud you on your college roadmap publication. It is a much needed resource. And if we can get it in the hands of those who need it most, I think we'll be doing an amazing job just getting students and families connected to higher education, whatever that looks like, whether that's trade school or whether that's going for a 4-year degree and a 6th degree, or even just maybe taking a few classes here or there to hone a skill that you think you might want to improve upon. So,
right.
Thank you.
Right. You are certainly welcome. Thank you so much for being on the show today. I appreciate your expertise.
Have a great day.
You too. Thank you for joining us today on Educate You. If you wish, you can send me your questions or comments about the college going process or the podcast contents by sending an email to Dr. Greta at gretaoliverconsulting.com. Also, beginning each week after the podcast airs, check for a companion blog on my website's blog page at gretaoliverconsulting.com. My book, College Roadmap, Essential Tips for First-Time College Students and Their Families, is available for sale on Amazon.com. Join us next week for another tip or strategy to make the road to higher education easier for your student.